built on projections of a ninth consecutive year of surplus tax revenue, a streak that has made California's deficit-ridden past a distant memory. The $286.4 billion spending plan Governor Gavin Newsom unveiled Monday builds on the state's recent efforts to address the COVID-19 pandemic, homelessness and a worsening drought while surpassing K-12 school funding records set just last year. In all, the governor's plan lays out close to $10 billion in new spending on what a fact sheet from his office calls 5 of California's biggest challenges: COVID-19, climate change, homelessness, inequality, and keeping our streets safe. In broad terms, Newsom's proposal to the legislature is consistent with budgets written in recent years. While it directs surplus tax revenue toward the state's cash reserves and pays down some long-term debts, there is plenty left over to prioritize programs championed by the Democratic governor and his party's legislative leaders. We have the capacity to invest in our growth engines, invest in the F. Most of the plan covers spending in the fiscal year that begins on July 1st. But the governor is also asking legislators for immediate action to expand the state's COVID-19 pandemic response, seeking authorization to quickly spend about half of a $2.7 billion budget proposal to boost testing, vaccinations and healthcare staffing across the state. Newsom also wants to bring back rules requiring California employers to provide COVID-19 sick leave for workers to recover or care for a family member, a statewide policy that expired last fall. A continued effort on the pandemic is one of several carryovers from last year in Newsom's budget, his fourth since taking office in 2019. The spending plan also envisions significant new funding in response to the state's homelessness crisis, calling for an additional $2 billion over a 2-year period to get people out of encampments and into an immediate shelter and to provide mental health services. Those efforts are viewed by the governor's administration as an interim step while waiting for the completion of long-term housing options, financed by last year's historic $12 million state budget investment in homelessness assistance. Republican lawmakers are urging Newsom to speed up efforts to address the issue, asking the governor on Friday to convene a special legislative session on the topic. Among the priorities listed in their letter to the governor, GOP lawmakers say the state needs to increase accountability for how and where funds have already been spent. Another $2 billion would be used to tackle California's broader housing needs, providing housing grants and tax credits to spark the development of more places to live in downtown areas across the state.